What's up, guys? Welcome back to Digging Sports. Here we got the Serve Pro First Responder Bowl between Utah State and Memphis. Dad, coming back to you down there. What you got?
I'll tell you what, fellas. I don't really know no stats on these guys except for their win-loss. I will say this. Utah State, I mean, this is another one of those games, Brent, like we talked about in previous videos. It's kind of a flip of a coin, but something tells me to go with Memphis, but at the same time, I don't know. I just think Utah State's going to win this.
All right, man, what you got?
Got Utah State on that one. I'm going to take I'm just going to go with the high-powered offense that Memphis usually has every year. Playing, not so great defenses. Also, speaking for Utah State, doesn't have that great a defense. So, give me the Tigers. I think they're going to,
I think this is going to be another one of those games that's just muddy, and whoever comes out less muddy is going to be the winner.
I got Memphis hanging at least 40.
Wow.
40. At least 40.
Wow. You got them winning by 40.
No, just hanging 40.
Well, okay, since you brought it up, what you got to score?
42-21.
Wow.
Somewhere around there.
Okay. I'm going to start off with Utah State. I really like the character that their quarterback is and what he's been able to do. I think he's done some pretty good things for Utah State until week 2. He played Alabama. He got spanked. But I do like his personality, and stats wise he's pretty good. But if we're basing this off stats, like I normally would like to do, the obvious pick is Memphis. Obvious. You got a better offense, better defense, stat-wise. And then on top of that, they've both competed to the very end with the top 2 teams in the American League in UCF and Tulane. So with that being said, I'm going Memphis.
Let me just say this. I mean, going back again to Air Force and Baylor. Nobody's seen that, and y'all teaming up on me with Memphis and Utah State. Bring it on.
But Baylor, they didn't play the greatest year anyway. It wasn't the same Baylor as last year. Wasn't the same Big 12 champion. Baylor drug the bottom. If I'm being honest, they had a close goal against TCU. But who the hell's TCU?
You don't know what Baylor.
But you picked them.
I picked them. But I picked them.
We were all counting on. I believe we were counting on that Baylor team that competed with TCU.
Yeah.
Not the one that's going to go out there and like they did and struggle with Air Force.
And also, guys, y'all got to remember, like we've talked in previous videos, you don't know who's going to show up in these games. You know who's going to show up in the Final Four. You with Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan, TCU.
Actually,
those players.
Actually, I don't necessarily agree with that. I do not necessarily agree with that, and here's why. I don't necessarily agree with that because you got your New Year's 6 teams. I think those are the guys that's more likely to flake out on you and get on to the NFL because
wait a minute, you're saying
because of the teams they're having to go against. You're talking about some highly caliber teams, and like somebody like Alabama, somebody like Georgia.
Can I just stop this right where it's at though? I want to commend 2 people off of a team that I am not that great and fond of, Bryce Young and Will Anderson. Both of them suiting up for the Crimson Tide to play in a game that really they
could skip.
I commend two soldiers like that stepping on the field and playing.
Yeah, I mean,
And you got other people as in Ohio State. Natigbo ain't gonna step foot in the field. I know why you ain't gonna step foot in the field, but the draft status is gonna go down.
You have those guys okay, we're having to go play a really good Georgia defense. So yeah, I'm gonna jump ship. I'm going to the NFL. I'm not taking my chances on getting hurt.
And you got people like Bryce Young, Will Anderson. They ain't nothing to prove. I mean, Will Anderson, one of the defensive players of the year. Bryce Young had pretty decent stats when he wasn't injured, and still gonna play in a game against a good Kansas State defense. I mean, they are not bad. So
they're not Alabama.
Like I said, I'm not saying that they'll beat Alabama, but the fact that they stepped on the field and will play the game. Hell, I've seen Georgia players.
Here's my thing on that Alabama game. I'm not going to give you my pick just yet. It's going to come down to quarterback play. It's going to come down to quarterback play. Because, I mean, Kansas State with Deuce at tailback, that's a dude. I mean, small, gets behind the offensive line, just like hides back there, and able to. He's
kind of like the dude for the Falcons. What was his name, Brent?
Which guy you talking
Freeman.
about? Devontae Freeman.
Dude, yeah. That little, he's a little bowling ball. You couldn't even see him back there.
I'm gonna tell you though, I just think that Alabama defense is gonna be too much for him. I really do. That SEC caliber defense.
I don't know. I feel like this is a letdown year for Alabama.
It's a letdown year, but it's not a letdown year to lose to no Kansas State. Well, I'm just gonna say this.
I picked Alabama.
Letdown year or not?
I let it slip.
Letdown year or not? Alabama wouldn't lose to Kansas State. Wouldn't lose to TCU, and I'm gonna tell you this: wouldn't lose to Ohio State nor Michigan. I'm just gonna say it like it is.
Who would they lose to?
They lose to Georgia. But I'm gonna say it. But
That's where we agree.
I'm gonna say. If we talking about 4 best teams,
you saying they're not in there?
They should have been in the top 4.
So you're 4. Since it's been a while since you've been on the show.
Mm-hmm.
What's your 4?
My predicted 4: 1, Georgia; 2, you got to give it to Michigan because they're undefeated and play in the Big Ten; 3. I'm sorry, out of combined losses in 2-loss team, Alabama's my 3. 4 is, I guess, a beat.
No. If you're going that way, You gotta give a nod to TCU there.
But
Alabama's going to be
TCU lost to Kansas State and didn't take no hit for it. I mean,
no hit.
What the hell? What the hell is the point in the conference game? What's the conference championship?
That's true.
Why. They beat them in regular season.
Okay, so the game didn't matter.
They already rode.
So basically,
they proved they can't
So that
beat
puts
team.
Tennessee and Alabama.
And the fire in Max Duggan.
But what I'm saying,
he did not quit, dude. Out of breath every day.
But what I'm saying is, the college football committee made it out like the conference championship don't even matter. I mean, that's what this year basically looked like.
Yeah.
You got 2 teams that didn't win no conference championship.
Brandon, you go back a couple of years. Georgia got held out. The year that Notre Dame got put in over Georgia after losing the ACC championship at Clemson.
But they beat them in the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous Georgia was not in that 4.
That's why I'm just saying I can't wait to go to 12 teams. So all this bullshit will be gone.
Here's my thing with what you just said. How do you put in Alabama over Tennessee? And I got to hear it from you.
Alabama over Tennessee? Because a combined loss, Alabama has literally lost by like barely double digits out of both their losses. Tennessee got beat by 30-something points in one game.
Okay. Your 2 losses.
Mm-hmm. To Tennessee and to LSU.
Okay. Those are 2 teams.
Both of them was on the road. Both of them was at night. In a hostile environment, 100,000 plus.
Okay, so we're talking hostile environment. 7:30 kick, Columbia, South Carolina. But that has nothing to say.
It was a beat down South Carolina team that hadn't shown. Hell, they struggled with Georgia State.
Alabama doesn't play South Carolina.
They got beat by Georgia by 40-something points. I mean, it wasn't like it was. Oh, damn! This is a good South Carolina team. No one ever thought that. Actually, I'll take that back. I called that game. I said South Carolina will beat Tennessee on so-and-so date, and it happened.
And another thing, and you want to sit here, they only lost by so-and-so points. Why don't you let it get that close?
True, but why get beat by 30-something points and expect to be in the playoff?
But, okay, Tennessee beat Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
Tennessee beat the brakes off LSU.
Yeah, they beat them. Yeah,
Okay, so you want to talk point spread. You want to talk about point spread.
Point spread and the resume.
No, hear me out.
Point spread and resume.
Hear me out. Alabama loses to LSU on a 2-point conversion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we beat LSU by 27.
Mm-hmm.
There's your South Carolina gap. That's it.
But
there's your gap in points right there.
Also, Tennessee.
I'm just saying, Tennessee can't expect to get into a playoff and take a beat down the way they did in Columbia. There's no way.
But Alabama can lose to LSU, and Tennessee can beat down LSU.
But I'm gonna tell you this: this is the deciding factor. Okay, you took a beat down in Columbia to South Carolina, right? Then you got exposed by Georgia. You're supposed to be the highest scoring offense and got exposed by Georgia.
Okay, but
that was the deciding
factor. We want to talk
factor.
hostile environments. Well, we only lost by 14.
But you didn't score till the fourth quarter. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, against Tennessee, you had Alabama at home, and you won the last second field goal.
True.
Last second field
goal. And we went on the road and spanked LSU.
Okay, spanked LSU.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. That was it 40-17?
40-13.
But what I said that to get to this. Alabama at LSU. If they're so badass, if they are so fucking badass, you don't let it get to overtime. You fucking dominate them motherfuckers. They should have dominated LSU.
But if Tennessee was so badass, you don't lose by 30 to South Carolina. I mean, there's things to say both ways, but to me, this year would have been a better 12-team playoff than 4.
To me, absolutely.
This year was the year.
This was the year for it to happen.
We're talking about college football. I mean,
but could you imagine the year that we had this
can
year?
happen on any given Saturday.
Oh my God,
guys! Let's not even forget. Your guys' team, Georgia, struggled with Missouri on the road at night.
Oh my God, man!
We did.
We
struggled. We struggled with them. But at the end of the night, we didn't lose.
Okay, but all right,
we struggled. We struggled with a couple.
I mean, if we're gonna be honest,
okay, we struggled,
and we're talking about struggling and this and that. Let's talk about the team that got in. Ohio State had a home game against Michigan and got that ass spanked. I mean,
and didn't drop.
And did. I mean,
if
you're asking me, they're not in my top 4.
Well, who's your 4? You asked me.
Yeah.
Georgia, Michigan. I'm leaving TCU in at 3, and I'm putting Tennessee in at 4.
I figured you were going to put Tennessee in there.
Tennessee is the 4th team.
But could you imagine, though, this year at 12
I would
teams,
say,
though?
yeah.
Have Clemson, Tennessee,
there are so many teams that are deserving in a 12-team spot. Oh, my God.
This year,
this would have been the year. This would have been the year, guys.
Georgia,
what do you think?
Tennessee,
what do y'all think?
State.
This would have been the year. You got so many teams that are
prominent to could win it.
I mean, they could put up a good game. It's the perfect environment.
Let me ask you this:
12 teams.
If you had a 12-team playoff this year, who's your 12th team? No, just your 12th. Who's getting in? Your 12th. You're a long shot. You're barely making it in. Who's your 12th? This is just hypothetical, but I think it's kind of fun.
Well, since you brought it up, why don't you fire first?
My 12th team getting in. Give me South Carolina. I know they got in at 20.
Wow.
20.
That's too high.
But 20 and beating 2 top 5 teams back to back. At the end, they got better as the year went on. I can't say Tulane would even be my 12th. Tulane would get in at my 10th. They wouldn't be my 12th.
Tulane's a conference champion.
Exactly. I'm talking about your long shot at the very end who got into the playoff. Who would that be? Mine, South Carolina. You tell me another team more deserving at the end of the year to get into a playoff. I can't. I can't.
I mean,
I have to agree. I really do.
South
I have to agree with that.
Would be my 12.
Because they knocked off Tennessee, knocked off Clemson. I mean, they finished strong. They finished strong.
They would be a scary team to play.
I'm gonna go.
Come playoff time for like a team.
I'm going on a limb. I'm going Oregon State.
They finished out good.
They did. Absolutely.
Hell, what was they in the rankings? They was in the top 15, wasn't they?
I want to say right around hovering 15, somewhere in there. But yeah, I mean, it was just blistered Florida.
Man,
Florida was. What was
what
that?
in the hell game was we picking right here? We have went way left and way right.
I'm gonna tell you.
We were big in Memphis and who the hell was Utah State. Okay.
Hey, look, I ain't been on the show in a while. We got to get a little crazy.
Our damn display done went black on us.
What
It said, "Fuck, y'all ain't even talking about the game anymore. We might as well cut it off." Come on, production crew, what are you doing? Come on, now, get it together.
And when I show up on set, we all get a little off topic. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Having a good time. But anyways, tell them what they need to do and let's get on.
Tell your friends. Be sure to like, subscribe. Let's hit those 1,000 subscribers. Let's get that $75 Amazon gift card.
This rant that we went on, if y'all want in on that, you know what to do. Comment down below. Let's go.
Yeah. As always, here at Digging Sports, keep digging.